What's going on, guys? Coach Chrispect here, the wise guy. And so I'm back. I'm back live. It is Monday. It is Labor Day here in Canada, in British Columbia. And I am going to hang out with you guys for an hour. So hopefully once someone gets into the room, they have any questions for the Ask Coach Chrispect show, Amazon selling channel. Let me know what's on your mind about selling on Amazon, selling toys on Amazon, or any question that you may have. And if you're rewatching this video, make sure you leave a question in the comment section down below, and I'll be sure to answer your questions as best I can about making money online. So let's get kind of right into it. Today we're going to obviously talk about what's in the title, how to sell toys on Amazon. So I am actually going to pull up my trusty laptop and make sure you guys jump onto Amazon and buy one of these puppies from me. Just search Studio Whiteboard and they will come up, magnetic dry erase board, and you can buy one of these puppies from me. Great for taking notes. And they're on for less than $20 right now. So, but you know, when you're planning out your week in advance, you got to make sure that you guys have some sort of whiteboard. I have like 3 big, massive ones in the office there. And then this puppy, new to my inventory, has the date on one side. And on the other side, well, actually, this one is blank on the other side. But yeah, so you're gonna track what you do. You're gonna track not the progress. The progress is what you're going to, you know, the progress is mandatory. It's what you lay out that you want to strike for or aim for. I'm going to always use the keyword aim. But you know, like in the last video, I talk about this week. So Monday to Sunday is my week. So today through to Sunday, my goal is to get 50 new toys that I've never sold before. 50. So that's 7.1 per day. 7.1 per day. And I haven't gotten any today, so that changes into 8.2 per day. Or more, 8.3 per day. I gotta find 8 new toys tomorrow, and the next day, and the next day, and the next day. Ooh, wicked cool little magnets that come with it, so you can hold stuff. But 50 new toys. So I gotta go out and I gotta go find 8 new toys to sell on Amazon. So here we go. The goal for the next 7 days. Can everybody see that backwards? My 7-day goal, Monday to Friday, is 50 new toys. That's my goal right there. 50 new toys. Hopefully you guys can see that on the flip or on the reverse. And those are toys that I do not have in my inventory. And what that's going to give me is that's going to give me a bar like this with 1, 10, 20, 30, 40, and we'll say 50s right here. Ta-da. So 50. So 10 new toys, 20 new toys, 30 new toys, 40 new toys, 50 new toys. So in each box, I'm going to write the 10 new toys that 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. So the goal is to have 10 new toys, and if you can see that, for every box all the way through, and to build the width. That's considered the width of my inventory. So if I can work that hard every day after I work to execute and deliver on my goal, then that's what I consider hard work. So hard work is automatic. It's mandatory. There's no kind of like my goal is hopefully. There's no hopeful. It's pretty direct. It's pretty. It's a job, guys. You know, and you got to treat your company like, you know, you're clocking in. You're working for somebody else. You got to be productive, or else you're going to lose your job. So it's just productivity mapped out. So 50 new toys, 7 days to do it, 10 toys a day. Um, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. I did 5 days on there. I should realistically do 7 lines, so 7 days. Can break it down, but that just means I got to get 10 toys a day for 5 days. So that gives me a little bit of a cushion, but again, it's about being productive and about getting out there and going out there. So this is how you guys should start your business if you're going to start selling on Amazon and selling toys on Amazon. You'll want to focus on getting yourself some width of toys. So the goal is to buy one. If you come across low ranking toys, let's set it in our mind that if I come across any toy that is considered low ranking, so 10,000 rank or less, okay, 10K or less in the rank, I'm gonna buy as much inventory at that present moment that I can. So if I'm in a store and all of a sudden I find a toy that's 10K or rank or less and sells for between, let's say, $17.99 to whatever, $30, $40. There's no max, but we'll just say $30 is a number. There's no max, obviously, if it sells for 60. Just keep in mind, don't fall for mispricing. A lot of Amazoners who run out of inventory will mess with the pricing, throw it up high, especially if they're the only one listing on it, and then close their listing just to give it a false sense of hope. But you want to have a realistic price point in your mind for the inventory that you're going to sell, and you should know. If you don't know, then you're going to need a lot more work than I can help you with right now. But you should have a really good idea of what stuff sells for. You can go above the number by 20%. There's a lot of people that will spend 20% more on Amazon to buy a product for the convenience of buying online, especially if there's a limited amount of competition. They probably don't know any better. But if you come across any product that is 10,000 rank or lower, then buy the inventory. Buy as much as inventory of that product as you can, because that's just going to be a hot seller for you. For sure, you're going to fly through that inventory. You shouldn't have any problems with that. But for the purpose of starting your toy business, if you haven't started yet, or if you're an advanced seller, or if you've been doing this for years and years, adding on to your existing inventory, that's what we're trying to achieve right now with this particular talk. So again, if you have any questions about selling toys online, hit me up in the chat section right now, questions, and then move on. But we're trying to build width. So even if I have 300 toys in my inventory, now I am trying to get to 350 toys. Are harder than books to get width on, obviously, because you're looking for price and popularity, and with toys, common thing is they got to be fairly relevant. There's always that 10-year period where a toy becomes irrelevant and then becomes a classic. But for the irrelevant 10, 15-year period, where a toy loses all cachet and all excitement, we don't want those toys. So we either want a relevant toy or a classic. That's why you see toys come back in the remake edition or the classic look, where they bring it back. And if you can score toys and that nature for a really good price. And we're not talking about selling used toys at all on Amazon. We're talking about selling new toys uh, altogether. Um, so relevant toys, adding them to your inventory, building some width, so a good selection of toys. And then once you've created that width, uh, then what we want to focus is on is shipping that inventory off to Amazon as quickly as we can. So in a week from today, so next by Sunday, that's when I want to send my inventory, or at least package up all my inventory. So I should have all these purchased by the Sunday, ready to be ready to create a shipping plan and ready to send it off to Amazon. Now, let's I put the price point in of $17.99 to $30 as far as a price point to sell the toys at. Reason I put that price point in is it's commonly that price point or anything under $50. So you could even raise it up to $50, but anything under $50 is an impulse buy, meaning when shoppers in Q4 are shopping, or any time of the year are shopping on Amazon, a lot of times they're going to make that decision based on that price point at the spur of the moment. Anything under $50 is generally an impulse buy on Amazon. It's pretty common that they won't have to think about it. They won't have to put it in their cart and come back. A lot of times they're just going to make the decision, make that buy, and move on. So that's a great price point for impulse buys. Q4 is also a pressure time of the year. People are trying to get their last minute shopping done or start their shopping. So a lot of time that creates impulse buys as well, is just the timing of the year. Which brings me to, you're going to probably be able to find 30 toys, no problem. 30 or 40 toys, no problem. But what about that last 10 toys that you're going to try to find? What you're going to want to do in that scenario is you're going to want to look at bigger ticket item toys. So for maybe the last 10 toys or so, try to see if you can invest in a bigger ticket item of toys. Stuff that would sell anywhere above $50, say between $50 and 100 or 200, or not 150, but let's say between $50 and $199.95 or $200 price point. So we want to get some of those bigger ticket items into our inventory as well. So we have the two price point ranges. We have impulse buy, impulse, and we have big ticket item, the BTI. Okay, so between $50 and $200 is a big ticket item, and between $20 or $18 and $30, this could actually be 50, so $49.95, we'll say $50 is impulse buy. Okay, so we're going to focus on impulse buy with 40 or so, and big ticket items with at least 10. So 40 impulse buy SKUs and 10 big ticket item SKUs. That ratio is about an 80-20 ratio, where you're putting 20% of your inventory into the bigger ticket items, 80% into that impulse buy price point. That will effectively make sure that you're selling at least a single big ticket item, hopefully a week, and selling through your impulse buy price point fairly quickly. Excuse me. So that's just kind of a quick mind map of what we're trying to accomplish this week as far as toys. So, without going too much into how, anything other than just putting something down, aiming for it, and then getting out there and doing the work, putting in some time. You'll definitely want to map out a little bit of what stores you would go to. Just write them down. Whether you love Walmart, You know, we can go the stores. We'll hit 3. We'll go Walmart. We'll check out what's going on at Toys R Us. And we'll check out what's going on at Dollarama. They gotta have Dollarama. Keep forgetting how many A's are in that. Okay, we could check out what's going on at Superstore. These are all Canadian stores. We could check out what's going on at what other toy stores would we want to hit up? The Bay. Check out what else is going on at just doing a mall. I'm thinking about the malls. Ticket items. Let me know in the comment section below whether stores, toy stores would be on your list. I got 5 right there that I can check out. I'm thinking of that mid-range. Like, we don't have a Target here. Maybe I'll put Winners. They always have sales. Throw on a couple other store options here. Thinking of the stores with toys. There are other dollar stores in general. Like if you're in the States, Ross. What else? Let's do a Google search. So toy stores in Vancouver, toy stores. And we'll go Vancouver. What is Google gonna give me? Caboodles. They give me all these random toy stores. I mean, there's always those little toy stores you can always check out. I'm just thinking of some of the bigger. Toys R Us. Yeah, there's a lot of little stores out there. Oh yeah, the Disney store. They don't really have many sales at the Disney store, but you can always scan everything when you're in the Disney store. What else? We'll put Walmart competition. Let's see what we got. There's no competition to Walmart. That's what Google just told me. Yeah, well, there's a list of stores that I can hit up. Just going through my brain right now for a split second just to see if there's anything else. Monday to Sunday. $50 a big ticket item price point. We're gonna get 10 of those. 18 to 50 is the impulse buy price point, and obviously lower, but there's no profit to be made. We want to make at least $5 a toy profit, or at least double our money. You know, $5 min or double. You know, I mean, $5 min is actually, I'm not a fan of the $5 kind of, you know, minimum make that. I just want to make sure I'm doubling my money. Double my investment. So if I put in $450, I want to at least get $450 back in there. If I put in $50, I want to get at least $50 back on that toy. If I put in $100, I want to double my money. It doesn't always happen that way. Sometimes you got to be happy with $50, so a 50% return on your money. But you know, your goal should be to double your capital investment. So that's kind of my map out plan for this week. it's probably all backwards on there, but it just says Monday to Sunday. If I put 10,000 rank, just if I come across a toy that's a 10,000 rank or less, I'm trying to buy all that inventory. My goal is 50 new toys, 7 days to do it in. An impulse buy price point, I want to get, so that's between $18 and $50. I want to get at least 40 toys that are in that category. So times 40. Okay. Big ticket item, the BTI on this side. I want to get at least 10 toys that fall in that category if I can. So at least 10. So hopefully I can get sales that are 50% or more in that category. Again, that sell for between $50 and $200. If I can score them for between 25 and $100, then I will do that. So now let's jump on to Amazon here and let's talk a little bit about toys that are going to kill it for this Q4. So what are your guys' thoughts? If you're joining me, what kind of toys do you think are going to kill it this year on Amazon? If you're not sure on how to figure that out, there's obviously lots of ways. You can go on Google Trends, toys. You can search that particular trend to see, and then piggyback stuff that come up when you're looking at trending toys. You can go on Amazon. So if you go on Google and you Google Amazon best-selling toys, so Amazon best sellers toys, there we go. It'll give you the top 100 category for toys. So we will jump right into that and we'll take a look at some of the toys and we'll throw them out there. Now I've noticed that a lot of what's selling really well right now, and I personally don't like to sell them, are games. Unless I can get the games for really cheap. I'm not really a fan of selling board games or anything like that. If you're a fan of selling board games, if you've had a lot of success, let me know in the comments below. If all of a sudden I stumble against Cards Against Humanity, I'm gonna obviously try to sell that. But the thing is, a lot of that stuff is restricted, right? So you got to luck out too on that front as well. So what do we got? We got number 6 seller here. We got Intex Dino Land Inflatable Play Center. I don't know if that's going to be a big one, but it's ranked number 6 right now. Good overall sales. iGarden 1/18 scale electric race cars. Exploding Kittens the game. Polly Pockets is ranked 10, selling for $27.50 right now. Polly Pocket had its run, it's continuing to have its run. LOL Big Surprise, no surprise, it's in the top 15. LOL Big Surprise Pearl Style 2. The price points are what I'm looking at, if they're gaining any popularity as far as price is concerned. Keep in mind, right now, they're all toys that are doing well or in the top 100. They're just going to sell right now for their regular price. What we need to pick out is which ones are going to have demand and run out of inventory, where factories and brands are going to run out of production and not be able to meet supply. That's what we're looking for. We're trying to find toys that will become so popular that their brands can't supply the demand. Shopkins Secret. Ooh, Shopkins Little Secret Lock. A makeup saloon. Right now it's selling for $13. That might be an interesting one to keep an eye on. Make sure you guys are heading down to toy stores near you to check out what these stores are putting in key marketing areas in their store. That's another way to tell which toys are they suspect as a toy that will be popular for the season, especially if they're giving it, front of the aisle positioning and stacking it high. Hopefully, watch it fly, that sort of thing. So, woo, big finger alert. So camping was good. I had a great time hanging out with my bro and my nephew and my son and my daughter. My son times clearest lake, warmest lake. 3 weeks ago, the lake was even warmer, but it was pretty nice. Um, we went hiking, went fishing, caught a trout. We were there for like 3 nights, 4 days. Came back this morning, just beat. Now I'm just back at it, ready to grind. So if you've seen my thumbnail um, with the fingerlings could be big this year. Uh, there are dinosaur version of fingerlings out, so um, look for those to start up. Right now they're ranked at around the 77. Obviously, people want to. All right, I'm back. Sorry about that. I don't know why I lose Wi-Fi connection. I'm 10 feet from my hub. Should start connecting with my webcam versus my phone. I think going forward I'll do that. But yeah, so yeah, fingerlings are obviously gonna stick. They're gonna still trend this year. Is just, will the manufacturer of fingerlings um, keep their toy gated, or will you be able to sell on it? So uh, check and see if you can get ungated for fingerlings now. Just do a search by adding a product, doing a search for fingerlings, and trying to do it through your Seller Central, or you have to do it through Safari. So you can't do it on the app. Try adding them in if you're successfully add them in. Uh, um, apply with the maker of fingerlings to see if you can get authorized to sell the product. It's a 50-50, probably a little bit less with that particular brand for getting ungated for the product. So, but you'll definitely have to check on that particular product. Let's keep looking for other products that look like they will do well. Any questions about that? Let me know. So we got the fingerling Untamed T-Rex. We got some dinosaur versions of the finger. I'm going to Google fingerlings quickly here. Fingerlings. So we got the different color T-Rexes, baby dinosaur T-Rexes. We also have what else do Hatchimals. I think Hatchimals have worn their welcome. What else do we have here? Splendor, Top 86. We got Joking Hazard. Lots of games. Action figures and toys. Let's go into action figures and toys. Thermoses. Beyblade stadiums. No. Fisher Price, Little Disney. Jurassic World. Transformer bots. I don't see anything, so I haven't really been seeing much. Mystery box stuff is pretty cool. Here's something. Mystery box for game lovers, Fortnite. So there's a mystery box option. I wonder if, what's the deal here? So mystery box for game lovers, Fortnite. Gnomis by Gnomi. 40% chance to win 18.99 merchandise. Uncommon, 30% chance to win 21.99 merchandise. Rare, mythical, legendary. Huh. It's a weird product. Mystery box. It's just a box with a question mark on it. It says mystery box. Be the first to review that product. Huh. Interesting. If you want to know what I'm talking about, go on Amazon and Google mystery box for game lovers, and you'll see what I'm talking about. What form do Canadians use to pay for taxes every year? What form do Canadians use to pay for taxes every year? What do you mean, what form do we use to pay for taxes every year? We have a business form, like our business form, and we have a T4. I mean, in Canada, we use tax forms. There's a few different forms. I don't really understand the question. It's not like the U.S. where they have these 1099K. There's a T3, T4s, T1s. Just depends on what, if you're talking about a business tax form, then you're looking at like a T1. T1 is a general tax form. T4 is like, your regular income. Does Amazon tell you what form you need to fill out? No. No, for taxes, you could obviously go and, you could go through like Netfile, do your taxes with a software. Or if you have a good Amazon business, you'll hire a CA. You'll hire a certified accountant and let the pros do the work for you. But no, Amazon doesn't tell you what forms to fill out. No, that's all up to you. There's like hundreds of forms. It all just depends on what specifically you're claiming and what you're filling out. There's GST forms, there's RC forms, there's hundreds of forms. T1, T4, T3. What if you're doing Amazon on the side, 10 sales a month? You still got to claim your income. I mean, you do need to treat it like a business. Any income is income. Amazon is not going to protect you from the tax man. So they ask you for your identification and your banking information for a reason. They also sign the guarantee that you will submit to taxation. But you're going to want to make sure that you consult a professional tax advisor. I wouldn't sit here and give you a tax information. I'm not going to. I wouldn't be allowed to. You know, I use a software called Fetcher that does my bookkeeping. You probably wouldn't want to spend 20 bucks a month doing that. I don't know. It's up to you. I don't know how much you're making from 10 sales a month. Probably not enough to invest 20 bucks a month, but I spend 20 bucks a month for the software that I use that keeps track of all my expenses and my PL statement for Amazon. I turn that all over to my accountant at the end of the year, along with a bunch of other stuff, and they take care of my taxes for me. I have no time for that. But those are great questions. I mean, they're just, you know, legally I can't sit here and give you tax advice. It's not. It's just, and it's, you know, it's not my wheelhouse. I'm not in the business of giving people tax advice. I would probably steer you wrong. My tax advice would be to hire a certified accountant, or at least stop in and talk to one, and tell them you have an e-commerce business online. You sell products online and you make money doing it, and then just ask them all the questions you want to ask them. You know, they'll ask you how much money revenue you're generating, what are your expenses, what, you know, there are absolutely a ton of benefits that will allow you to write off expenses against your revenue. So ask your, you know, your accountant about that. Ask a certified accountant about that, especially in Canada. You can Google it too. There are great sites with great information. Nothing really on Amazon, but there are great sites with great information. I go over, it's the very first thing I go over in my course, not to jump to my course, but it's module one is about legitimizing your business. So I do talk about legitimizing your business and steps I would recommend everybody be accountable for so just primarily launching your business. It's one of the most important things. I don't think you want to be a small business forever. And by your standards of 10 a month, that's a teensy weensy business. You could probably do the taxes under your personal tax. You wouldn't need to do it under a business tax at 10 sales a month. Again, this is just my uneducated opinion on you. If you're selling 10 cars a month, I'm completely wrong. But if you're selling 10 toys a month, you could probably do taxes under your traditional personal income tax. But there are also, you know, there are different business types that you'll want to inquire about when it comes to the size of your business, whether you incorporate sole proprietorship, partnership. Again, this is unsolicited. I don't know nothing about anything that you're doing, but that's what you need to look at once your business grows and becomes huge. Okay, so at 10 sales a month, I don't know, if it were me, I'd probably be like, I'll just let's switch to here we go, guys. I've switched off of my Wi-Fi. I don't know what's up with my connection. It's terrible. My apologies. But there were some great questions. I should really probably sit down and do a business, maybe tune in tomorrow. You know, I'm not, again, I don't want to get into too much about things I don't know. I'm not going to be an expert at taxes. Maybe I'll have somebody on who can talk about taxes with you guys. We'll do that in the near future. But we can talk about legitimizing your business and the right things to do to legitimize your business. We can talk about that tomorrow. For sure. I don't mind doing that. That would be something that I think would be of interest to a lot of people who are nervous. Like, so endless limit. So endless limit had a lot of taxes questions. What form do Canadians use to pay for taxes every year? 1099K. Does Amazon tell you what forms you need to fill out? No, your accountant will tell you that. What if you're doing Amazon on the side, around 10 sales a month? Again, just depends on what 10 sales, but let's just assume you're just selling books or whatever. You know, you made yourself $500 for the year. I personally would do it on my personal income tax if that's what it was. There's so many ways to go about it. Okay, you know, that's just me. I might do it on my personal taxes if I'm just working a 9 to 5 and doing a side bid like that. It's just a hobby, and I want to claim it. I'm going to claim it through my personal income, just as other income. And then endless limit says, I see. Yeah, I'm very nervous about the legal stuff. Do you need to register your business? You need to register your business once it becomes a business. Yes. You need to register your business, not just for the government, but for you. You're going to take a lot of, there's a lot of advantages to having a business and utilizing the tax breaks as a small business owner or a big business owner. All depends on the size of your business. A lot more things become an advantage for you when you legitimize your business. So yeah, eventually you're going to want to legitimize your business. I do tell people to register as a business, to again, just depending on what size of business. Think about incorporating. So to go to a .gov, Google it, how to register your business name in Canada. There's a few steps to it. There was a site I recommended in my course. I'm not affiliate to, but was a very all-in-one, one-stop shop to registering a business. I believe it's called LegalZoom. Americans or whoever's on there may know of LegalZoom. It's in Canada as well, and you can register your e-commerce business front to back using those guys. So check them out if you want to legitimize your business. But really, it's become, step one, register as a pro seller on Amazon is the first step to legitimizing your business. Step two, I didn't register a business for until I had 2 consecutive 10K sales months, and it's actually in my course. It's the advice I give to people as well, and it's the advice Amazon gives when you ask Amazon, when do you need to register your business? When do you need to obtain product liability insurance? Amazon, it's mandatory with Amazon that once you've sold 2 consecutive 10,000 K months, where you've had $10,000 in sales, it's mandatory that you have product liability insurance. So there are a lot of things that I talk about in legitimizing your business in the first section of my module 1 of my course. Again, jump on and buy that course if you haven't started yet and you want to know the fundamentals of selling on Amazon. It includes all about business. I go over that as well. It's on for $97, no longer $500. Jump on there and get it. So there's my spiel for that. The link will be in the description, and I'll throw all the modules in there as well. But those were great questions. I think that kind of spurred me on to maybe do a Q&A tomorrow where you can ask Coach Chrispect about legitimizing your business. If you have some tax questions, I can't answer a lot of them because I'm not a tax consultant. Be like me giving you legal advice. I can't. But I'll tell you what I did, and then if if it, then you can go and do your own homework, and you can consult your own accountant, or if you don't have one, you can seek one out and run the same information. At least you'll have the right terminology when we discuss that tomorrow. So that definitely will be a topic we'll go over tomorrow for sure. But back to the topic at hand, guys, and thanks for those questions. If you have more questions, hit me up. And sorry, guys, I went to my 3G instead of my Wi-Fi because it's kicking out. So I apologize for the dead air there. I lost a few of you, but if you're back in here, give me a Chrispect sign, wise guy. Let me know if you have any questions. Hit that thumbs up button. Thanks, whoever did that. And toys. So we're seeking out 40 impulse buy toys. We're also, hey, what's happening, Jason? Is the wife on Netflix? The son is on Netflix. Yeah, that's probably what's killing it right now. Netflix. My son actually has a movies in on Netflix. It's coming up hopefully pretty soon. I'll give you guys the name of the show once it's allowed to be released. You guys can go and watch that. I'll throw that in the comment section if you want to see what movies my boy has done. He's also recently been in another big blockbuster, so that's kind of coming out. I'll give you right now. I can't say anything about it, but when I can, I'll let you guys know. But yeah, he's killing my Wi-Fi right now, so we've switched over to 3G. So toys, 40 of them impulse buy, another 10 in the big ticket item range. That's really what we're shooting for right now as far as toys. I wrote down the stores that I'm going to hit up. So I've written down 7 stores so far. I'm trying to think of a few more stores. Superstore, The Bay, Winners, Walmart, Toys R Us, Dollarama, Dollar Store. Just trying to think of a few more stores to hit up where I could find some toys, unpackaged hot sellers. Shooting for 10 a day in the next 5 days, but if I fall short, it still gives me a couple days to buy the rest. And again, I map it out. Get yourself one of these boards, guys. If you Google Studio Whiteboard Dry Erase Marker Board, you can buy these on Amazon. They're under 20 bucks. They're perfect for mapping out your stuff. So go get yourself one of those and keep track every week. Aim at something and then go and work. People have the question to me. They go, how do you know you're working hard? And it's funny because that's honestly a legitimate question. People really can't gauge. A lot of people can't gauge what hard work means. Here's how I gauge what hard work means is I put a plan into action and then I go do it. I'll clock in, I'll go do it, and I'll clock out. And how much time I actually put in was my work. If I was able to go get store to store and get maybe 4 stores in, it took me 4 hours. I did 4 hours of work. If I was unproductive and didn't buy anything, well, then I'm terrible at my job. I got to be productive. So I really got to work hard while I'm in there and actually attain what it is I set out to do. Okay? So, work is really defined as the time you put in to what it is that you want to accomplish. Okay? So I want to accomplish buying 50 new toys. Then it just becomes time. How much time? So I'm trading time for accomplishments right now. But what I'm doing is now I'm leveraging my time because when I buy those 50 toys, it's going to give me a blueprint. Okay, it's going to give me a skeleton of what's working, a flow of what toys are going to sell and which ones aren't. I'm going to completely ignore 80% of those toys that are not going to sell well, and the 20% of those toys, so 10 toys are going to do extremely well. I'm going to put all my eggs into those baskets. So, and you guys got to really think that Murphy's Law plays a big factor here, but also the 80-20 rule plays a big factor here too as well. So, but you got to get out there and put the work in. You do have to have a game plan, an action plan, Again, that's all part of the blueprint course that is out there. So definitely jump onto that course if you guys haven't jumped on my course already. What other toys here? Now, a lot of times when I'm on Amazon right now, so I've jumped on Amazon's best sellers for toys. I'm gonna jump onto Google Trends. Got to do your homework. So this is part of doing your homework, figuring it out. So Google Trends. I'll just type in toys or action figures or something like that. So toys. We'll piggyback what it gives me. So it's telling me that last time, November, toys was at its all-time high. Between November 19th and 25th, toy searches was at its all-time high. So on another one of your whiteboards, when you go get another whiteboard, write the date, November 25th. It's got to be one of your key PPC kind of ranges where you put in maybe a little bit of PPC, but you definitely want all your toys into Amazon by that day. November 19th. Okay, that's when you want all your toys. Now it stays up there during that whole time, all the way through to December 23rd. Toys is at its highest trending peak, and then it drops down, way down. It literally falls off the planet. It's by the 30th, it's at 52, and then by January 7th, it's down to 27. So 100 being its peak, November 19th. Okay, and its lowest basically a month and a half later, and then peaks back up again around March. You get in there, peak on toys. So Google Trends is a great way to figure out what products are trending, what categories, what niches are trending. If you're into Halloween, when does Halloween start to trend? Halloween costumes per se. Okay, so then you know when to get your inventory into Amazon. So using Google Trends as your flight pass, if you will, your ticket to getting your inventory in, your deadline, your date, your deportation date. What a bad term. Your deportation. But just realistically, it's like if I don't get my stuff arrived at Amazon by that date, you're missing out. You're gonna miss out on your peak sales time. So you check out your niche. Like, what's the next one coming up that would be a hot niche sales? So Halloween obviously is now. People should have their stuff in there by now. Halloween costumes. So like peak for Halloween costumes is October 22nd to the 28th. The peak search time for Halloween costumes. YWZ, what is up? Hey, I understand we have to first buy into the course. What are the follow-up courses? So you do so I'll explain it again for everybody who's on here. So there are some new people on here. The course, my primary course is called Amazon Selling Hustle. And it's a blueprint, it's a foundation, it's the fundamentals for everything selling on Amazon. It's 10 modules from business and how to legitimize your business, and then going into course how to product research all the way through to how to create products, manage your products, blah, 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 all the way through to an action plan on actually taking action, a check mark. Okay, check. So the work part I just talked about a few minutes ago, at the very end, you go to work and it's got your check plan. So that's the blueprint. That is mandatory. Anybody who wants the follow-up courses, there are 3 in the works right now. Retail Arbitrage is due out at the end of September. So it's called Retail Arbitrage 2.0. It'll have nothing in it to do with how to, if if you're trying to figure out how to create a listing, it's not going to talk about creating a listing in there. It's all about the hunt. It's all about where products are found, price points, what products to buy at price points, what brands. We'll have over 15 in-store demonstrations on the shopping aspect of it and the buying aspect of it. So it's just piles and piles of the buy, the hunt, making money, profit, and trends, all that type of stuff built into Retail Arbitrage 2.0. So it's essentially for everybody who wants to be in the retail arbitrage game. How can they succeed? How can they develop a $500,000 store in the retail arbitrage world or bigger? How to scale up their business, how to buy a bigger inventory, how, again, so everything that I could possibly fit into Retail Arbitrage 2.0. So that's due out at the end of September. 3 months from then, private label. Again, it's just about the buy for private label, about bundling, about buying. And I won't. I was thinking about something here. But again, private label is just expanded on private label. But again, it's talking about the buy. It's all demonstrations on the buys that are available. So not just what I've done, but I'm going to give everybody what can be done, what I would do. Here is a list of my top 50 buys for the month, the Q1. Here is a list of my top, maybe not top 50, but let's just say top 20 buys for Q1, 20 buys for Q2, Q3, Q4, seasonal stuff. So at the end of it, when people buy private label, they're spending $100, but they're getting thousands and thousands and thousands and thousands of dollars in potential value if they launch the product. So, and then again, just how to find them, more creative thinking for both retail arbitrage and private label. With retail arbitrage, we're going to talk about the stores. We're going to talk about the aisles. We're going to talk about used. We're going to talk about new. Not just talk about them. I'm going to show you how to execute used buys, execute free buys, execute bulk buys, pallet buys. Yeah, I mean, it's extensive. But you qualify for those courses, you got to buy the $97 retail arbitrage course. That I'll have your email from that, and the only people who will qualify will have to have their email on the first course in order to qualify for course 2, which is going to be $97. No course is going to ever be more than $97 unless inflation kills something. But it's just going to be, every course that I put out is going to be $97. So if you want retail arbitrage, $97. If you want also private label coming out after that, it's $97. And then hybrid arbitrage or hybrid online arbitrage is going to come out in March, and that's going to be exactly what I talked about. It's executing. It's the most advanced way I could come up with. So what a couple of talks ago, I talked about how can I make it so that people stop failing at private label. What can I do to help them? Because the biggest way people fail at private label is they put all their eggs into this one buy, but they made a bad buy. So they spend $2,000, $3,000, $4,000 in this one buy. They put it out there, they launch it, and they can't sell any of the product. Maybe likely because it was a bad buy, a bad pick, maybe high demand, high competition, or low demand, low competition. They didn't properly make or execute a decision. And that happens a lot of times. And a lot of times why people fail and they go, Amazon sucks, Amazon selling, Amazon sucks, private label sucks, is because they failed at their product. Now they're trying to liquidate and just get their money back, and it's taken them months to the point where they're just losing money head over heels. And I've seen it way too many times. So I came up with hybrid arbitrage, which is a scaled down version, but more of a planting of seeds of products that are in demand to see which one you can grow at lower costs, and then execute it from there and flip them into private labels. So that is a whole course on its own, and the reason it's coming out 6 months from now is it's in development right now. So there you go, YWZ. That was my spiel. Thanks for initiating that. I appreciate it. So for anybody who's new, who's watching, you have to sign up for the course that's in the description below or on any of my other videos. That will get you in right now. When you sign up, you get me. You can ask me any question. 100%. I'm open from 10 a.m. or excuse me, do I say 10? Anyway, 10 a.m. till like 8 p.m. daily on email. I'll always get back to you. I check my emails every hour. So if you have any question, I'll do my best to get back to you, as long as it's not accounting questions, because I'm not going to give you legal advice or accounting advice. But great question, and hopefully that answer helped people out. So make sure you guys are using Google Trends to check your niches and see when peak months occur, and to see when it falls flat. Example, Halloween costumes starts to rise up, trending at 25% search volume in September, but by October 15th, by October 22nd, reaches 100. By October 15th, reaches 75% search volume. So I would say, September, you want to start to get some Halloween inventory into Amazon, but no later than October 1st, you kind of want to have your inventory there so that it's ready to be sold and is selling by October 15th. Obviously, October 15th to 21st gives people that last week to get their costumes. October 22nd to 28th seems like there's a really, really high search volume for costumes. Again, on Amazon is going to be a place to be because two-day delivery. So make sure you're shipping your inventory to Amazon so that your inventory is there for 2-day delivery. And then here's another huge tip that, and again, this is stuff that we'll talk about in Retail Arbitrage 2.0, but it's when to buy inventory for next season. So immediately, if you look on Google Trends, November 5th, it completely plummets to 0. No one is searching the product again until, like, I'm looking at August. So from November 5th, all the way, it's 0, all the way to July 24th, you get 1%. 2%, excuse me. 3% on the 15th. So, and then it starts to scale up to 10% by August 19th. So I put it in right now. I actually had my inventory in about 2 weeks ago, my inventory, Amazon inventory. I bought 50 costumes for $10. That's $500 in costumes. Put all my inventory in early August. It's all there, and I've sold at least 15 of the costumes already I bought them all for 10, and they've all sold for between $25 and $45. And I've sold 15, and that's in a 10% trending right now. So as of September 1st, 12% trending right now, which is really, really low, and I've sold that much of my inventory. So that will also be in Retail Arbitrage 2.0. And as I go through this stuff, more things come up. Okay. So that is the end of my show, guys. Thanks for tuning in. I'm going to give you guys 5 minutes to hit me with any great question you might have before we say see you tomorrow. And in tomorrow's show, we'll talk about legitimizing your business. So if you're interested in legitimizing your business, what I did to legitimize my business, I'll populate the top 10 or my 10 topics I go over in my course. So we'll talk about the legitimizing your business model, and it's not a topic that's all that exciting to everybody. It's the beginning. It certainly is the foundation, again, of what you need to know to make sure that you guys are doing things correctly. We'll talk about bookkeeping, receipt keeping. Maybe we'll talk a little bit about footprint of your home and how much space you should allocate to write that off as a benefit come tax time. We'll talk about We'll hit them. We'll hit all the topics. It's interesting, important. That stuff always on my mind since starting out as well. Yeah, it's on everyone's mind. You know, definitely is on everyone's mind. It's the first thing I go over in the course, legitimizing your business. So we'll definitely talk about that. But yeah, so anything about toys, anything about what I was talking about 50, getting 50 new toys. Again, even if you're not that aggressive and your goal is 10 new toys, you should certainly be setting something up weekly. Okay, don't try to be a pro Amazon seller and not set some sort of work up weekly. And it could be whatever time you want. If this is really like to you, you wanted it to be a part-time endeavor. What's part-time to you? Is that an hour a day? If it's an hour a day, maybe that means one store a day. If it's one store a day, maybe that means 2 or 3 toys a day. New toys that you've never sold before. Can you find just 2 or 3 a day? Okay, if you can, that means you can find 20 in a week, new toys. Can you spend $5 a toy, $15 a day? Okay, if you can set that type of work up, that's the consistency you're trying to create. My consistency is doing an hour-long show at the end of the day at 10 o'clock at night in the Pacific, then going and doing that stuff in the morning and reporting back to you guys. So see if you can set it up, whatever scale you guys are at, set it up based on where you're at, not where I'm at. So you don't have to aggressively go for 50, go for 10, go for 5, go for 3, but just make sure you plan it out. Do you sell all toys from your one store and your books too? Jason, I do. I sell it all from my one store and my books as well. Practically everything I load onto this one store. But I do have a second store that I use as well for some of my private label stuff. Kind of a joint venture with another family member. So that's kind of how I have it set up. But there's no need to necessarily have you can't have multiple stores per se. You have to apply for an additional store if that's something that you want to have, or go in it under another person's name for that second store. But yeah, everything is under my store. You can flip between different marketplaces, so US, Mexico, Canada. You can flip your store between the 3. You just previously have to set up your banking information, then just flip your store and then add inventory in your other store. So when I'm doing PL, I just flip to my US, do my add inventory, send my stuff to where Amazon wants me to send it to. Usually that's Boston, or excuse me, not Boston, Dallas. So yeah, I mean, it's pretty straightforward. And YWZ says, is Google Trends pretty self-explanatory, or can you recommend a video to learn about it? It's really self-explanatory. Yes, it's just a graph. It shows you peak trending times, durations, days. It shows you when it's a hot topic and then when it's not, and everything in between. So what can get complicated is trying to figure out what you want to know about, so you could type in as specific to the name of the toy if you want to search, like my thumbnail, or fingerlings. You could search fingerlings and see when fingerlings are at its peak for trending. But if you wanted to search news topics, the World Cup, Kim Kardashian, Taylor Swift, American football, whatever, it doesn't matter what you search. So yeah, it's pretty self-explanatory. Do I sell toys outside of Canada as well? No, I do not. Ship inventory to Burnaby? No, I do not. I mean, as far as selling toys, I just do it in Canada. All right, guys, it was fun. Oh, sorry. I'm looking forward to getting your course. Does it include specific stores to source for toys? In it, I demonstrate. I do a live demonstration. Well, not live, but I did a live demonstration in it. You'll have access to my private group, where um, where I've done lives as well. So you'll have access to my lives as well as my online arbitrage lives I've done, all in the private group. Um, and I'm in there all the time. Uh, but if you have any questions about stores, when you get the course, just email me. We can go through it. I can send you my top 20 stores that I source. All right, YWZ, get that course. Let me know. Email me right away once you do, and we will go over it. Coach Chrispect, the wise guy. I'll talk to you guys later. Peace.